Hey, Busy Bees. Today we are back with another chapter in our My Word School series, Book 3, Mrs. Roopy is Loopy by Dan Gutman. All right, so before we get into our chapter of the day, we're going to get into our riddle of the day. And the riddle of the day is, what kind of tea do the king and queen drink? Okay, and I'll say it again. What kind of tea do the king and queen drink? All right, so let's get in our chapter of the day. And of course, I will give you the answer to our riddle at the end of our story. So, yesterday we talked about chapter 8. It was nursery rhyme week at AJ's school, and the kids were visited by a different character every single day. And it was very random, and they could not find out if it was Mrs. Roopy or not. So let's pop open the book and fly through this adventure together. Chapter 9, Mrs. Roopy's Problem. Something was wrong with Andrea. She wasn't raising her hand in class every second. She wasn't bragging to everybody how much she knew about everything. She wasn't pestering me like she usually did. It was like she was sick or something. What's the matter, Andrea? Emily asked her during recess. I'm worried about Mrs. Roopy, Andrea said. I'm afraid she might have a serious personal problem. You're the one with the serious personal problem, I said. Mrs. Roopy is like the coolest lady in the history of the world. Would you rather have some boring librarian who didn't dress up in costumes or anything and all she did was read boring books to us? No, but my mother is a psychologist, Andrea said. She told me that some sick people have more than one personality. Like one minute they think they are one person and a minute later they actually think they are somebody completely different. The whole time they actually think they are all these people. I'm afraid that Mrs. Ruby might have this problem. She can't tell the difference between the real world and fantasy. Wow, Michael said. That sounds pretty serious. We've got to help her, Emily said. Yeah, I said. A librarian who doesn't know the difference between fiction and nonfiction is in big trouble. But what can we do? Ryan asked. We all put our thinking caps. We all put on our thinking caps. Well, not really. There's no such thing as a thinking cap, but you know what I mean. After a good long think, I came up with a great plan. And that is the end of our chapter for today. What a short chapter. But does this sound very familiar? In book 1 and book 2, it was Andrea who brought up her mama's job to state that there was something wrong with the principal, Mr. Klutz, and also to state that there was something wrong with Miss Daisy. So we're going to have to see where they go with this. All right. So let's get into the answer of our riddle for the day. So our riddle was, what kind of tea do the king and queen drink? And the answer is, drum roll please, royalty. Do you get it? Royalty. Since they are royal, royalty. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you'd like to follow along for more adventures, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you on the next one.